welcome to the Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back.
It's our third episode.
It is our third episode. Yeah, it's
third time's a charm. Maybe this one's going to be good.
Charm. Yeah. I actually have a... Oh, no, I don't.
You don't? What were you going to say?
Damn it, I forgot. I actually have a joke.
You had a joke prepared for this episode?
Yeah, I have a joke prepared, but
okay.
I'll bring it up later.
Nothing better than a prepared joke.
I mean, it's off the top of my head, of course.
All right. Well, let's start with what you can do during the week. So depending on what time this episode comes out.
Tomorrow, of course.
Tomorrow, okay, yeah. Tuesdays
it's always tomorrow. We always deliver.
Okay. We haven't failed so far.
Every week for 2 weeks so far.
That's a 2 weeks streak that we have so far.
And then we've got to keep it up.
Anyway, so this Tuesday, which is probably today if you're listening to this, you can
Tuesday,
go...
this 26th.
Tuesday, the 26th of November.
Forgotten English.
Yeah. There's an introduction to mindfulness at X, and they're going to talk about meditation and yoga and mindfulness. And it's a little workshop, and it's, I don't know, if you want to reduce the stress in your student life, then that might be worth checking out. Yeah,
I think that'll be useful for a lot of people
deep
into the second quarter.
I'm thinking of going there as well.
I think I might too.
Yeah. Anyway, there's another thing that you can do on Thursday, which is November the 28th, which is the No Waste Dinner, also at X in the kitchen.
Yeah. In the shared kitchen.
Yeah, just that
what
was
happened?
the computer.
Did I touch something?
Anyway, doesn't matter. Moving on. This No Waste Dinner is basically like made from food that would have been thrown away otherwise. It's collected from the supermarkets, and it's organized, and it's only donation based. So
okay, but do you have to donate? Obviously, so everyone just brings something that they.
I think maybe if you I don't know, maybe you can bring something as well. I think the idea is that to use the stuff from the supermarkets, but if there's stuff that you would have thrown away otherwise, you want to use up.
Yeah.
But it's donation based, and do
you need an X subscription to join? No, you don't.
So. No,
it's free for all.
Free for all. It starts at 6:30. Yeah.
And it's also a good way to meet other people.
Exactly, a lot of cool people going there. Then on Friday there are 2 events. There's one also in the X, which is the Smartphone Social Experiment, which is in the evening. I don't exactly know what this is going to be, but I think the idea is also that you don't know in advance. It's kind of like an experiment, and apparently, like, it's got to do with your phone. So that's all I know. Also, for the people that like to tinker or like to, basically build their own stuff, there's also a solar makers workshop in EWI, as I like to call it. EWI. And there it's like in the PV lab, so in the photovoltaic lab, the Energy Club organizes it, and it's basically like a small workshop where you can learn how to build stuff with photovoltaic.
Okay, and that's for the whole day? That's
for the whole day. It starts at 11:30, I think, and goes until 5:30.
Wow, intense.
Yeah, but it's...
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I think it seems interesting anyway. I thought it might be worth letting our listeners know that if there are people that want to...
For those that don't know, though, where is the EWI?
It's the tallest building around. Just look up.
It's
the red one.
Tear down.
Yeah.
The one with the massive sign on the top.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's it? That's everything?
Yeah, that's it. Pretty much that's what you can do during the week. So, Tom, what are we talking about this week?
We are talking about all things Brexit.
The B word, as they like to call it.
Yeah.
How it's going to affect you British students here in Delft.
How are we going to survive this awful period? But yeah, there's good news, there's bad news, but I think we might be okay. I think it's a very unknown period at the moment.
So maybe for our first time listeners, if they just tune in, you're a British student studying here in the Netherlands.
Not anymore.
Not anymore?
I'm a Dutch student now.
Oh, you're a Dutch student.
No, I'm a British student.
That's true. Well, You're studying in the Netherlands.
I have my residence here.
With
so
a
I'm
citizenship.
Dutch. Well, I'm not Dutch, but anyway.
You can try.
Yeah, I am British, and it's my first year in the Netherlands in this tricky time for British people.
Yeah.
But God damn it, where do we even start?
It's a big topic.
So yeah, it's Brexit's been going on for 3 years now. 4 years, going on to 4 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
It's a long time. It's been dragging on, especially this year, because it's been extended like twice now within this year.
Yeah, we were meant to have a Halloween's Brexit, but that didn't deliver. We had a deal on the table, but
also didn't work out.
It didn't work out. Government didn't like it.
Yeah. Now there's a general election.
Yes, yeah.
And that is probably going to be the decider of what kind of Brexit we are going to have, isn't it?
Exactly. And yeah, so our current leader at the moment, Boris Johnson, wanted to push through this election for, unfortunately, around Christmas time, which is, we don't want to be thinking about in a general election around Christmas time.
Everyone can have the conversation at the Christmas table who they voted for.
Oh, God, damn it.
Yeah, I think maybe for people who don't know, it's kind of been splitting families as well, this topic, hasn't it?
It really has, unfortunately.
Has it been an issue in your family?
We have a strict rule, no politics at the table, because it can get heated, especially my older sister. She knows a lot more than me, actually, and she's way more passionate about politics in general, but it's a sour topic, for certain. And no one, I think, speaking to most British people, they still don't know who they want to vote for. And the election's only
2 weeks now?
2 weeks. Yeah. It's on the 12th, so
Scary times.
Scary times. I think I'll avoid saying who I'm going to vote for, just so I don't upset.
I think most people, at least most British students who live here and might listen to this, would probably align with your. Because this choice is basically, I think that most people are facing either. It's kind of like a referendum, isn't it? This election. It's like, do you vote for the party that is going to be
cancelling Brexit,
or for a referendum, or are you going to vote for
the other way and go the Brexit party?
Yeah.
It's also the Green Party.
Yeah, and they're also against Brexit.
Yeah.
Together with the Liberal Democrats and with Labour, but Labour has the wishy stand on it.
Yeah.
Labour wants to renegotiate.
They want to hold another referendum.
Yeah.
So.
But don't the Lib Dems and the Greens also want to hold another referendum, or do they just want to cancel?
So I think the Green Party, want to, and
the Lib Dems might.
Independent Group for Change do.
Oh, there's also the Independents.
Yeah.
They must not win that many seats, do they?
No, they're a small party. But who knows?
So is the Brexit party still a thing? Is that?
Yeah, Brexit party's still a thing.
I thought they're united now. They're united now behind the Tories, or are they helping each other out? Or I thought they had some deal.
There were rumours, but no, I think Boris Johnson insisted that he wouldn't form a coalition. Yeah.
Anyway, what are your feelings?
What are my feelings? So, I think maybe a referendum would be the best thing for our country, so we know where everyone stands 3 years later because it was a very close
vote. Yeah,
close vote.
Was it like 52 or 54?
51 point something. And
oh damn!
Yeah. So very close, and there was a lot of false promises made.
A lot of lies. Yeah.
The infamous red buses that had 300 million will be. Was it weak? Yeah. The money redirected from the EU.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But why is it so bad? Because the EU, well, what does it bring? What does it give you as a British student who is still part of the European Union?
Yeah. So, well, at the moment, I'm receiving student finance from the Dutch government, as of now.
Yeah.
Which is
so do I, by the way.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, yeah, you're fine for now.
Yeah, Germany won't leave for anytime soon.
No, not going to be a Grexit.
Brexit. I don't.
Grexit?
Germany's like one of the
Grexit?
in Germany is like one of the strongest supports for Europe. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And then there's obviously the Erasmus program, which is extremely popular, and it's
that's an exchange program, right?
yeah.
So you can go on exchange for free, or
Well, the government actually and the EU hand you a lot of money towards it, so you pretty much get it for free, or you even get more money just give
to go out and travel to another
country,
another European country.
So it makes. I actually don't know why I never did it.
Do they have because I think the UK is not in Schengen, right? So do you have like passport checks when you go inside? Like if you go from the Netherlands to, do you have to show your passport?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that will be a benefit of the EU that maybe you as a British person never enjoyed, which is that you don't have to show your passport when you go to another European country.
Yeah. Yeah, and also we're going to have to get another bloody passport. Have you seen
blue one, right?
Yeah, the blue one. Oh, that's horrible.
But why is it? Why does it have to be
for it as well? I don't know how it will work.
I don't understand why it has to be blue, because I think every other country also has like the crimson red color.
Yeah.
So like maybe
I've never really understood that. And why is it? Because blue's the color of the EU flags.
So yeah,
very ironic.
Makes no sense.
And also will be put on international fees.
Yeah, that's a big one, right? The international fees.
That's a very big one.
Yeah.
That's the difference between deciding to go abroad and not.
Yeah.
Because so I'm paying £2,000 a year, which is
euros,
like 2,500 euros or something.
I think it's 2,000 euros, no?
Yeah, my bad. It's 2,000.
Just 2,000 euros.
2,100 euros. Yeah.
That's a fee that everyone pays here. If
not a lot of money. Not a lot of money.
Yeah, all European students anyway.
But do the Dutch get it free, or do they get their bachelor's, or is it not?
No, the Dutch the Dutch
euros.
No, the Dutch they also pay that, but they pay it either through like they get student finance. So they also get even more student finance than us. So they can also get money to like live here as well. So for us, we can get money to pay the tuition, and the Dutch students they can
get like a living grant.
Exactly. But if you live here for a while, I think it must be like 5 years or something. I think you can also apply for this living grant as well. So if you live here for 5 years and study here and you haven't finished that, then you can.
Well, I hope I finished in 5 years. My course is in 2 years.
Yeah, true. Well, I'm close to 5 years now because I did my bachelor in 4. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, true.
How much are you receiving from the government? Just out of curiosity.
So I think it's like 170 euros a month.
Yeah, same as me.
Yeah,
and that just covers the tuition fee for the year.
Exactly. But that's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's nice. I applied and they didn't actually say anything. I just got the money.
Yeah.
Which is
no, they don't question it. They're like, you're an EU student. Here, have some money.
But how does it work? You pay it back.
But
when you've got a job.
What?
When you've got a job.
Yeah, when you've got a job and at zero interest, I think.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's quite nice. Quite good.
But
conditions.
Who knows with Brexit?
What?
Well, if we leave the EU, will they increase it? Like, will they introduce an interest? Maybe.
As much as I do.
Well, yeah, these things we just do not know.
Yeah.
And so for the general election, just going back to that, it's important to note that the last day to register to vote is tomorrow. Today. If you're listening on the Tuesday, it's today.
So if you're a British student,
26th of November,
and you haven't registered to vote yet,
what are you
register doing? Exactly. What are you? How have you not registered yet? This is an issue that is important to you specifically, because it's a difference of paying. Like, what's the international fees? Like 15k,
18k. A lot of money.
Like
so
16. Do you want to pay additional 16k a month? A year?
I don't know. I'm not going to tell you who you should vote for, but you should know. Well, you should know who you want.
You vote either Liberal Democrats or Labour or Green Party, depending on what district you're registered in.
Exactly.
That's your choice.
Do your research.
I mean, okay, unless you are a hardcore Brexiteer and you want to pay like 16k more in a year for tuition, then go vote for Tories and Brexit Party. But that's not, I'd say, what most UK students who are studying here want.
It's a shame that the vote is also it's only for over 18-year-olds, so they haven't introduced that young person's vote yet.
That's true, but
so all those people because my brother's actually 17, but his birthday is in January.
Oh,
So he's missed out by 1 month.
That's a shame.
On his right to vote.
Yeah, it's like representation. I think 16-year-olds should be represented as well.
It's our future.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to look at which party actually represents the young demographic the best. But at the moment, I'm not too sure. I still know who I'm voting for, but that person hasn't really addressed the issues, the major issues that need addressing. But
well, maybe you can tell me after
I'll
this recording. So I'm curious. But yeah, I also think so. I think it also depends on the TU Delft and how it is going to handle it. I think as of right now, I don't know. Do you know do they have any plans for the students yet?
So luckily for me, I think there's going to be like a transition period where they work out all the minor gritty details, and within this period, I'm safe within the EU. The existing.
This is
EU
if they
rules.
agree to a deal, right?
Yes, if they
Okay,
so that was important to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
If they crash out without a deal, which is probably unlikely at this point.
I think unlikely at the moment. It seemed quite likely at one point, but
right now it seems less likely.
But hopefully, during this period,
then you would still be able to finish your masters.
Yes.
While paying the regular EU tuition. Okay.
Fingers crossed.
So hopefully this means for the other UK students that even if worse comes to worse and the UK leaves the EU in January, then hopefully that means that you will still have enough time to finish your degree without having to pay.
Because I think you have to pay your tuition fee quite early on, right? I had to pay mine in summer last year.
Yeah, in September, I believe. That's usually when they ask you to pay it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now, how's there... are there people still... I mean, you were still pretty brave because you came here knowing that Brexit was going to happen.
Yeah. Well, I was running away from it.
Yeah. But I'm sure there must be a steep drop of UK students coming to TU Delft.
Absolutely. I mean, you sort of saw that in IP week when we had the flag photo, and we were trying to get all the British people together, and there was about 5 of us. But then there's not a lot of British people, which really surprised me. Yeah. Because it's just across the channel.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty close.
And it's such a good university. It'll drop off even more next year, I reckon.
If you are out of the EU by that point, then probably.
Unfortunately, I think that we probably will leave either way. But I think it will be a very close vote if we do have a referendum again. I think lots of people will probably stand with the leave decision.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people... I think I hear this a lot now. A lot of people say, like, we have to leave now. Like otherwise the 3 years
it's just embarrassing if we
like
don't.
were for nothing basically. But I just want to say you can still stay.
Thank you, Emma.
Please,
on behalf of the EU.
Please, as a European citizen, we will forget everything. Just bury it and like put it to rest, and it'll all be fine.
I think my main concern as a British citizen is that we have bigger issues that we need to be.
Yeah. It is a big division that has caused in the country, which I think completely drew away from a lot of the other issues that are going on right now.
Yeah.
Which, it is. It's not doing super great right now, from what I fear, from what I've heard. But that's why you came to the Netherlands. Now you live in a country where
in this very safe,
very safe. People are happy. There's social
country.
Security and good healthcare. And
yeah, it's actually a bit strange that there's not a lot of things
yeah.
except from Santa Claus.
Yeah. Oh, that's another. There's another thing that happened this week.
yeah.
The procession.
That was interesting.
Yeah. What was your perspective as a British person? Because I know the British people, they're much more.
Very strange.
Yeah.
As most of you might know, the tradition is that Sinterklaas comes into the different districts of the Netherlands, and he's followed by his what's the best way of putting it?
Well, his little helpers.
His little helpers, his elves. But unfortunately, they all have their faces painted black. They
do blackface, yeah.
Yeah. To resemble them
but
falling down a chimney
did you see
it makes no sense.
Did you see full blackface with like red lipstick and curly hair, or was it
Yes, I saw some of those. I saw some that were just like partially painted.
Like the coal, like as if he had coal on his...
Yes, yeah. Which
so I think,
makes a little more sense, but
yeah, so those are the ones...
Fully blackface, that's wrong. That's not acceptable.
Yeah, so I think this is like what people now like try to transition towards, to do the coal
That's how
in the
they
face.
try and defend it, but
that's
still not good enough.
Well, if you just put coal in your face, I don't think you're actually doing blackface. It's when you do the full black coloring and the red lipstick and the curly hair. That's when I think, okay, now you're just doing blackface. And it's not grey.
Especially when I saw some children that had their faces painted completely black.
But yeah, it's a strange
your
tradition
parents are just deluded.
As an outsider coming here, seeing this tradition is a bit strange, for sure. And I know a lot of Dutch people now say, that a lot of Dutch people are against it. And actually, I think right now, in terms of population, I think most people are against it. Are against this tradition of like doing full blackface.
It's actually divided the country, actually.
Yeah, it's another issue that has divided the country.
We have Brexit, they have Sinterklaas.
Yeah, exactly. But to be fair, Sinterklaas is much, much less big of a deal than Brexit, I think.
I don't know.
Maybe
it's a completely different issue.
It's a different issue, yeah, it's true.
But, yeah, it's very, very strange tradition.
Anyway, unfortunately, there's not a lot we can say to the British students, I guess, because there's still not certainty.
We know as much as you do.
Yeah, we know as much as you do. We think you'll be fine, probably.
Yeah. Well, I spoke to the international office in the architecture faculty, and they had no idea.
Of course.
They were just like, well, we're just gonna have to weigh it out and see what happens, and then.
Yeah, and if there is going to be, okay, I think we can count on our listeners. If there is going to be a raise in tuition for you, or for some of your other fellow British students who you are friends with, or who you're not friends with, but you think they don't deserve to have a higher tuition, then I think we will have some students standing up for them if the university tries to raise their tuition.
Exactly. We're all in it together.
Exactly.
How ridiculous will that be, though? From going from £2,000, 2,000 euros to 18. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think most people will be able to stomach that.
Students that have to pay that much.
Yeah.
You really have to justify your degree by paying that much.
I mean, to be fair, I think 18,000 is not that... compared to like America. Yeah, compared to...
that's nothing.
Also for the UK, if you're an international student, I think you also pay quite a lot, no?
Yeah, it's normally 18.
Yeah, so there you go. So it's basically like you go to your Delft or you go to England or the UK, it's the same.
Yeah.
As an international.
Yeah.
If you go to Germany, that's free.
I know, yeah.
But it's also in German, so at least the bachelor's is.
Yeah. I don't know the slightest bit about German politics, so but that's probably a good thing.
It's an interesting period as well right now in German politics, but maybe for another day.
Maybe for another podcast episode. Yeah. But do you reckon there's anyone else that's going to leave the... If we do leave the EU, do you reckon any other country will drop out? France maybe?
No, I don't think so. pretty much the Brexit has killed all other movements to leave the Europe.
Yeah, who would be so stupid?
Yeah, because everyone sees now that it's not a great idea to leave the European Union, with all the repercussions. So I think there was actually in the beginning when first the people voted for Brexit, there was like a rise of movements all over Europe, and there was like even like the Dutch. I think they called it Nexit. There was the right wing populists, and the French also. I mean, what's her name? The who's the leader of the Front National, the National Front. Doesn't matter. Anyway, the right wing populists in France, I think they also wanted to leave, but I don't think they have the support of most people.
Yeah.
And now, definitely not. I don't think now after what happened to the UK.
Do you reckon that the EU will be fine though without the UK? In it?
It's a good question. I think the whole Brexit has actually shown how strong Europe is, and has shown how important it is. And even if they do leave, I think it's going to be a hit to Europe's power because it's a big trading bloc that is leaving. But overall, I think it's going to persist, especially if they leave. I think there's a chance that Europe can grow together stronger. Hopefully,
it all really depends on the negotiations that will be decided.
Yeah, there's so many great benefits of Europe. Not too long ago, they abolished the whole roaming fees.
Yeah,
so you go to one country to another, you don't pay extra for the internet.
I'm gonna have to pay roaming fees now.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I have a Dutch number. So
Okay,
it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. But I remember that being a huge thing. Like,
yeah, it was, and it wasn't too long ago.
Yeah, it was because I remember changing the SIM in the train always when I go back and forth between Germany and the Netherlands.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
And
now it seems so
carry
ridiculous.
around one of those little pins with you.
True.
There's so many benefits of the EU, but apparently there's our country thinks that there's a lot more benefits to leaving, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, well, this episode maybe was a bit more political than our previous episodes. Maybe a little less relevant to TU Delft, but we thought it was important for the British students, and also to be aware as a non-British student that maybe your fellow British friend might be in trouble.
Yeah. Well, I think that people that are thinking about studying abroad shouldn't be put off by Brexit. I mean, if it comes about and you have to pay 18,000, maybe you will be put off. But studying abroad is such a great thing.
Yeah, it's a good experience.
And everyone
for sure.
should either go on an exchange program or try and join a university like TU Delft.
What has your experience been with studying abroad here so far?
So far, amazing. It was really stepping out my comfort zone because I've lived in one country all my life, and so coming to a new place with a different language and
different culture,
completely different culture.
Yeah,
even though it's
similar culture, it's still
similar culture, but it's
still different.
It's even like grocery shopping is different.
Yeah,
like I couldn't find that soy creme fraiche today in the supermarket because and it's an opportunity to meet other new people around the world. Like for instance yourself. Didn't have many German friends before I came here. Now I have quite a few.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's true. When you're international
benefits.
Students, especially here in Delft, then you have a big international community usually. That's pretty interesting, I think.
Yeah, I have my British friends, but I also have my international friends, and I love that.
Yeah, that's quite nice.
So don't be put off by Brexit, but
go abroad, go see the world.
Yeah,
build your character.
Yeah,
you'll meet cool people. Any other benefits, or do we want to close off this podcast?
Yeah, let's skip right to the legends.
What's our jingle again, Tom?
Legends. I'll just play it. So I'll do it normally. So it's I believe we chose Legends of TU Delft. You like that?
I like that a lot.
It's got a ring to it.
It's got a ring to it. Yeah, true.
And then auto-tune version. Legends of TU Delft. But yeah, that's our little jingle.
Anyway, for this episode, the Legend of TU Delft is, it's the statue of the Prometheus holding up the flame. Well, the cutout of it.
Yeah.
But the statue right next to the aula. It's like in Mecca Park.
Yeah.
It looks kind of like a dabbing man. So the story behind this is, of course, the Prometheus is like, the flame of Prometheus is like the symbol of TU Delft.
Yeah.
It's the little flame that you have above the
U. T on the logo. Yeah.
T or the U? I don't know.
It's the T.
It's a T. Yeah. Anyway.
Like the Olympic torch.
Exactly, and then that's supposed to be the flame of Prometheus, who brought fire to humans, which was then supposedly the first technology.
Yeah.
And so this statue was first. So the statue right now is a cutout, but originally this was the inside. So what was cut out? Well, that was the original statue, and that got stolen. Sometime like overnight.
When was this?
I don't know when that happened.
2012.
Actually.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I hadn't actually fact checked this, but the fact that you fact checked this makes me glad that this is true. So basically the statue got stolen, and then instead of making a new statue, they just took the cutout of the metal and put it up. And that's our new statue now. So someone...
I see what you mean. It does look like a diving man.
Someone somewhere has a statue of Prometheus in their house. Probably some student. Probably some student who like thought it was funny to see that, or some association or something.
Just a statue of Prometheus in your student
brilliant.
flat.
Absolutely brilliant.
That's something I'd probably do drunk.
Yeah. Anyway, that was your Legend of TU Delft for this episode. Is there anything else we want to say?
Yeah, that was an interesting podcast episode.
Maybe a bit more of a heavy topic.
A bit more heavy, yeah, because last two episodes were about bikes and food.
Yeah.
Something we can talk about freely, but Brexit is a very serious topic, which hopefully we've...
to you, maybe, not for me.
To
me.
Yeah.
No, it's...
Oh, yeah. It's my problem, not yours.
I feel for you, British
people. So go vote, British people.
Yeah, everyone who hasn't voted yet,
the Netherlands.
Go vote.
Register tomorrow, today, whenever.
Just register.
Just in time.
Pause this podcast, register.
Yeah, exactly. Registering to vote is more important than this podcast. But,
anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please let us know if you want to have more heavy topics or if you prefer our lighter conversations.
Yeah.
And other than that, we're
trying to create a healthy balance.
Yeah.
Too. And we've got some guests lined up.
Yeah.
For the next few episodes, so that'll be interesting to have that different dynamic than just us two.
True. Well,
okay.
I think that was it for the Cone this week.
Yeah, the Cone podcast.
Well, goodbye, everybody.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good evening. See you later, guys.
See you later.